Ford is so desperate to unload its electric vehicles that nobody wants, they're now forcing their managers to lease them. Well, that's what you might be led to believe if you read some of the recent news articles about Ford's supplemental lease program for its managers. So I reached out to the company to ask for more details, learn a little bit more about this program, and find out if it was being accurately portrayed by many news outlets. Unsurprisingly, I don't think many people really grasped the purpose of this program. So we're going to get into that today. Okay, so what we're talking about here is Ford's supplemental lease program for its managers. And all of the legacy brands, I'm not sure about the startups like Tesla and Rivian and Lucid, but all of the existing legacy brands have special lease deals for its managers. Ford, for instance, depending on seniority and your position, offers its managers 1, 2, or 3, or even more company vehicles to lease at special rates. Some people, high up managers, get them for free, but pretty much all managers get some sort of a lease deal on the vehicles that the company sells. And it's not always every vehicle included. There'll be a list of vehicles with rates and they get special deals to lease those vehicles. But then they also have a program called the supplemental lease program. And that's above and beyond the vehicles that it already offers for its managers to lease or to pick from for free. So what we're talking about here is a supplemental lease program. So if you're a manager, let's say at Ford, and because of your seniority, you get 2 vehicles that you can lease from the company, you can choose from any vehicles for those vehicles. But now you want a 3rd vehicle. So you can buy into this supplemental lease program, which it's not always active. They come and they go, and there's different vehicles available on that list at different times. So Ford just started another supplemental lease program for its managers. And with that program, they only included the F-150 Lightning and the Mustang Mach-E. So this doesn't affect the contracts that its managers have with regards to leasing that comes included with their employment package. They can still lease whatever car they want. But now if they want an additional car, they have a special lease program, but it only includes Ford's electric vehicles. Some of the news outlets that I noticed seem to indicate that if Ford managers want to lease a vehicle, they can only get an electric vehicle. They have to turn in their gassers, and they're forcing them to drive electric vehicles because their sales are so bad and they're so desperate to get these vehicles on the road, they need to push them onto their managers. So, that didn't sound right to me, and I contacted Ford to talk to them about this. And as I expected, it really is not nearly the case. Listen, if every manager at Ford decided to lease a Lightning or a Mach-E, it would barely even be noticed in the quarterly sales. Ford just published its first half of 2023 sales for electric vehicles, and they sold 44,000 electric vehicles between the E-Transit, the Lightning, and the Mach-E, and that's up 72% year over year. And all of 2023, Ford was up 18%, just about 18%. I think it was like 17.9% over 2022 electric vehicle sales. So it's not like Ford's EV sales are just in the tank. They just keep improving. It is correct that they aren't selling as many as they originally predicted. Ford thought that they would be selling more. But it's not like their sales are going down. They're going up quarter after quarter, year after year. And it's not exactly a situation where they're so desperate to unload these things that they have to push them on their employees. So as I said, I reached out to Ford, and they gave me a little background information, and they also gave me an official statement. So let's take a look at that. Employees with access to the lease program can choose any available vehicle for their vehicle allocation. If the vehicle is in the program, it can be ordered. Employees can also choose to participate in an optional incremental lease program beyond an employee's included lease program if they want to lease an additional vehicle. The incremental program is not always available. The optional incremental program currently offers Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning. By encouraging our employees to drive an electric vehicle through the optional program, they can learn firsthand how easy it is and better share their experiences with friends and family, a key way to increase familiarity with a new technology. Participating employees benefit from free fueling with chargers at Ford buildings and the hassle-free nature of driving an electric vehicle. State of Charge is powered by Qmerit. After I've helped you decide which electric vehicle charging equipment you're going to buy, follow the link in the description of my videos and let the EV charging installation professionals at Qmerit install it. Okay, so if you believe what Ford put out, and I tend to, the real driving force behind this program was to get more of its managers exposed to electric drive. Studies have shown the more people that get behind the wheel of electric vehicles, the more actually like them. A lot of people are hesitant to try that first electric vehicle. They expect that it's going to be such a pain to charge it, and it's just going to be a very poor ownership experience compared to what they're used to. But then after they get an EV and they use it for a little while, they realize, you know what? It's actually not bad. It's actually pretty good. And it's less of a hassle refueling than gasoline vehicles are, especially if you're going to charge at work. And as mentioned in that statement, Ford offers free charging for its employees at its headquarters. So you don't have to pay anything for fuel. You don't even have to charge at home. You could just charge at work all the time and pay nothing. So, I think this is a great policy. There's a lot of people that are just afraid to get into that first electric vehicle, and these are people that work for the automakers also. And this is a gateway to get into that first electric vehicle and learn about it. One of the things that I remember back when BMW launched its first electric vehicle, the i3, was that they made a special lease program available for its dealership employees. It was very, very inexpensive. I forget what the numbers were, but I think it was like half the price of a retail customer going in and leasing an i3. And what happened was a whole bunch of salespeople leased them because it was very economical. And that was the best thing that they could do, because now those people, when a customer comes into the dealership, they can answer questions about living with an electric vehicle. They can talk about road trips, about public charging. That's much better than trying to train them on this stuff. If you live with an electric vehicle, you get it. And that goes for the managers too. And all automakers now, except for the startups that only sell electric vehicles, there's internal struggles between employees that fully believe electrification is the future and other ones that are saying that it's a technology that's not going to be the future. We're going to go to hydrogen, or we're going to be driving combustion forever. And this isn't just Ford. I know this. I get the opportunity to talk to people within all these automakers, and there's definitely an internal struggle. So the more people in management that you can get behind the wheel of electric vehicles, I think the better, because it's going to make them all better understand the electric vehicles and realize that they're actually pretty darn good once you get used to them. And another thing that I had learned from a few contacts actually is that Ford is going to be starting a similar program for its dealer network, where they're going to have special lease deals for Ford dealership employees on the electric vehicles, which I think is really wonderful. I don't have any details on that, and I'm just getting kind of secondhand information on that. I don't think it's started yet, but I have contacts at dealerships, and a few have mentioned to me that they're going to be getting some special lease deals for employees only at the dealership, which I think is fantastic. Heck, I think the best thing that Ford and the other OEMs could do would be to virtually give the cars away on leases to salespeople, because that's money well spent. Whatever money they're losing on that lease, the employees will get used to driving them. They'll learn them. They'll be able to communicate that to the customers when they come in. Because if you don't have a lot of experience with electric vehicle and you're selling cars, it's really hard to explain to customers what the advantages are if you don't live with one. So hopefully that's a robust program, and Ford gets a bunch of its people behind the wheel of electric vehicles, the people that are in the dealerships, the frontline people that are communicating with customers. Because I can tell you, I've had a lot of my followers tell me that they're having very bad experiences in all dealerships of all makes. I have a good Ford F-150 following because I have a Ford F-150 and I talk a lot about it in my videos. And I've had a lot of people tell me, hey, Tom, you sold me on the F-150 Lightning, but I tell you, when I got to the dealership, the guy talked me out of it. So that's not what you want to hear, but I can understand that if the sales team really can't communicate the value of it, it's so easy for him to say, you know what, just take the F-150 hybrid. It costs less. You know how to refuel it. You don't have to figure out what to do on a road trip and so forth. And the salespeople at the dealerships, they just want to get people in and out as quick as possible. That's how they make money. I don't even blame them for that. But they do need to learn more about electric vehicles, and there's no better way to learn about it than sitting in one and driving it daily. That's how you really understand electric vehicles and how to communicate that to customers. Okay, so getting back to the manager's supplemental lease program. I think it's a wonderful idea that Ford is doing, and I hope that they expand it, because from top to bottom, the automaker employees need to experience electrification. It's the future of the industry, and if the U.S. automakers don't get on board with electrification, we're going to get passed by Europe and China. And you know what? The U.S. auto industry is going to be a shell of what it is now in 10 years if they don't fully grasp and embrace that electrification is the future of the industry, because it certainly is. Listen, this topic is probably something that you guys want to comment on. Please leave your comments below in the comment section. I'll be monitoring the comments. I'll try to engage with you guys as much as I can. And if this is your first time here at State of Charge, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming electric vehicle news and reviews. And as always, thanks for watching.